So Richard, welcome to the Expo. How are you finding it so far today?
We're really enjoying it. It's something that we enjoyed last year. It was the first year for a while that it had been back in Manchester, and I think the idea of taking this type of event outside of London is a really good thing. There are a lot of events in London obviously, and those brokers enjoy those too. But we got a lot from last year, and we're really looking forward to this year as well, to try and see the brokers regionally that we don't often get to.
So Richard, what would you say has been the biggest change in the mortgage industry over the last few years?
There's been a number of changes obviously in the mortgage industry over the last few years, and regulation changes that all the time obviously. I think the constant in there rather than change is the intermediary, and certainly from an intermediary lender point of view, we're still very much focused on that market, and we still very much see it as a market that we need and we want to play in. I think from an intermediary's point of view, the consolidation in the market has strengthened the position of those that have survived within that market, and what we're certainly seeing now is the big clubs and networks and the players within those clubs and networks are in a strong position to lead the market out as it changes again.
Over recent years, many mortgage advisors have left the industry. How has that affected your strategy?
Our strategy has always been very intermediary centric, and it continues to be so. We're very much focused on that intermediary market. Of course that means as numbers reduce we are affected by that, because the intermediaries are a large part of what we do. But certainly working with those intermediaries, making sure we understand them, they understand our proposition and where we're going, is very much central to how we take things forward.
And how do you think the role of the mortgage advisor is going to change over the next few years?
I think their role becomes ever more important. If you look at the way the MMR, the Mortgage Market Review, is going, advice is key to the way that goes forward. If you look at first-time buyers trying to get onto the property ladder, if you look at remortgage existing borrowers trying to get through the minefield of the current market there as well, seeking out a good intermediary and being able to get good advice is going to be key. And the intermediaries that have survived in that channel, I think, are key to taking that forward.
With Virgin Money's recent acquisition of Northern Rock, can you give me any insight into future products that may be hitting the market?
I think anyone that understands the Northern Rock position of old knows that innovation and taking things forward was a key part of where they stood, and anyone that knows the Virgin brand knows that they stand for that as well. We were very committed to the intermediary market, and so are Virgin, and something we've been able to reconfirm is that joint commitment, that double commitment to the intermediary market. So all I can say is that intermediaries will be central to our proposition going forward. As for new products, I think watch this space, but certainly they will be geared to making sure that everyone's better off, and as part of that, it will be geared to the intermediary too.